Welcome back to Self-Help. In this video, we're going to be talking about a specific strategy to help you if you are focusing too much on yourself in social situations. There is a very common tendency to get hyper-focused on ourselves when we are in social situations or when we're one-on-one with somebody or when we're in front of an audience. We tend to think too much about ourselves and how we are being perceived by everybody else. What's kind of funny too is for a lot of people, they get overly focused on their physical symptoms. And what I mean by that is they will maybe start to get nervous. And because they're getting nervous, they feel like they're turning red or they're blushing or that their heart is beating really fast or they're shaking or that their voice is shaky, different things like that. And so when they start to focus too much on those different physical things that are happening,
It'll get worse.
Exactly right. They get more nervous, which then makes them like start to sweat or like different, physical symptoms start happening more. And it's just this terrible spiral where they're thinking too much about what their body is doing, which then makes them more nervous, which then makes them, have more physical symptoms.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's a terrible cycle to have to break. So what we're going to talk about are some different things that people can actually do to pull themselves out of that and to focus more on other people or the situation around them rather than themselves and how they're coming across and whether or not they have turkey tails or whatever it might be, right? Basically what we want to do is we want to shift our focus from inward to outward. And that's really what's going to help. And it looks like this. It looks like focusing on the people around you. What are they saying? Like, what are the actual words that they are using? And what are they trying to convey to me? And what are their facial expressions like? Like really observing people. Some people are naturally good at doing this where they're able to really focus in on people when they're speaking and able to recognize and notice their body language. And those things are actually really helpful to you to connect with people. Most of the time we don't do them because we're too worried about what we're doing ourselves. So when you're able to shift that focus to them, looking at their facial expressions, looking at how they're sitting, listening to the words they're saying, and even trying to visualize and picture what it is that they're saying and feel what they're feeling, that is what's going to take a lot of the focus off of you and onto them. And when you focus more on them, not only is the conversation going to be more interesting and enjoyable, but you're going to find that you're focusing less on yourself, and then you're not going to be so worried about whatever you're doing or whatever you look like. So it just is a better situation all around.
I feel like, kind of personal experience, I guess, like, I blush super easily. So, like, when you were talking about... Or
you think that you do?
No, I really do.
Oh,
like,
okay.
like, people can actually... And, like, I guess growing up, like, people, like, have made comments, like, oh, you're getting so red, But, like, if I'm in, like, a group of people and we're all, like, hanging out or something and something funny happens or, like, I do something dumb or say something dumb and then I start blushing, I, like, feel like that's the only thing in that situation that, like, everyone can see. Like, I feel like there's just, like, a spotlight on me and everyone is noticing that and that's all they're thinking about is that I'm just, like profusely blushing. And like literally just the other day this is happening, I was like, oh my gosh, like they can see this, it's so embarrassing. But it's like they probably didn't even notice, like that's the thing.
And if they did notice, they probably didn't care.
Exactly. And I'm just sitting there, just focusing on myself and not having a good time because I'm just so worried that I'm blushing too much and that people are gonna care.
So how do you get over it? Or do you care still?
No, then I kind of just snap out and I'm like, okay, well, that's dumb. Like, it's just one of those things that you realize right then, and then you're like, why am I acting like this? Like, that's so lame. Like, I should just not care because they don't care.
Not care because they don't care.
Yeah.
I like that. And it's true. It's when you pull yourself out and you're like, I really don't think that these people care.
Come back and be like, and, focus again, like how this is about just like, instead of being so inward on yourself, you just gotta focus outward.
Right.
To everyone else.
Focus outward. And even if people did care, doesn't matter.
So yeah, it's like, who cares? It's like, people did care. Who cares?
Who cares? Yeah, exactly.
That is so funny.
right?
That is so funny. Oh my gosh.
The mind is a powerful thing.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny. Sorry. If people do care. Okay. But
Yeah.
it's true though. Like literally, like why do you care if people care? Okay, let's.
Another option is that you can practice mindfulness when you're in social situations. And so that's going to look like just observing that you're focusing a lot on yourself and then shifting that attention to whatever's going on in the situation or whoever you're talking with. And then you can just engage yourself in whatever is going on or just engaging in that interaction instead of focusing on everything that's going on with you. I think what it comes down to is that being genuinely interested in other people has a lot of benefits to it. One of them is that you're taking a lot of the focus off of yourself and how you're coming across and what's going on with you and your body and putting that onto the interaction or the other person. And I think that people generally respond really well when they can sense that you are actually
Just
interested.
focused on them.
Right, and
Yeah.
that you're actually interested in them.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah, I think that you can definitely tell when people are thinking too much about what's going on with them.
There's like this difference between them like being totally engaged in you and your conversation.
Or being like distant from.
Yeah, just kind of like
just because
off in
there's
their own
kind
world.
of a block when you're feeling that way.
Right, exactly. And it's really going to do a lot of good because people respond well to that when you can show genuine interest. And then you're already focusing on yourself less because you don't have as much energy to put on yourself. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to watch the next video where we're going to talk about the avoidance cycle and how to avoid it. Nope, I don't want to
Yeah,
say
I was.
how to fight the avoidance cycle. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
If you want to follow Brooklyn, I'm going to link her Instagram in the description. You can follow her account or her art account or both. She's got some t-shirts that she makes that are pretty cool. I have the same one. I have it in gray and I love it. So check that out. The next video, we're going to be talking about the avoidance cycle and how to get out of it. See you then.
See you then.